All right, all right. Positive energy all the time. Good to see everyone. Hope y'all having a great day. We got San Francisco in the building. We got Naptown in the building. As you know, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, everybody over there on Twitch, everybody on Kick, and all my people on Facebook. Here I go. On the edge. Shout out to everybody in Atlanta. Here I go on the edge again. Making friends and making enemies. Freedom of speech is at stake. We got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the building. If you watch my last 3 lives, they are not available. I got to go edit them. They'll be back up. Give me like maybe later on the day or tomorrow. The beautiful Mrs. Moore is here. Hey, cutie pie. So I got to go edit them, see what I said is inappropriate, take it out, and put it back up. But the full versions will be on Patreon this evening. Yeah, the full versions will start to hit Patreon this evening. Yes, indeed. We got Philadelphia in the building twice. We got Pittsburgh in the building. You say you tired of George Floyd? Okay, well, come back tomorrow. We'll be talking about something else. As a matter of fact, don't come back at all. There you have it. Problem solved. Everything's good. We in a world full of haters. A lot of people have taken social media to be hate. Little G-Rock, Little Yachty. We're gonna talk about that. You know, I never liked Little Yachty. I never liked Little Yachty. You know, that wasn't my thing. That whole movement during that time, I didn't like it. I thought it was counterproductive. I thought it was something I wouldn't want my son emulating, watching. We'll get into all of that. Yeah, I didn't really like him and others in that type of rap. That was heavily pushed by Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I think he made good music for his audience. You know, you know what I'm saying? For that audience, he's like a backpack. Mm, I don't know if that's what I would call it. I didn't know that's what it was called. This is like backpack. It doesn't look backpacky. It looks like something else, but it doesn't look. I guess I don't know. Is this a backpack? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really like it. We got Memphis in the building. We got the DMV in the building. Sometimes rappers just be saying stuff and they just be rhyming. They say stuff and they don't think about it. You know what I mean? Well, sometimes rappers say stuff. They don't think about what they be saying. And you know, as foundational Black Americans, we got a young group of Black Americans that haven't been through nothing, right? So they wasn't here. Everything got cleaned up for them, right? So everything got cleaned up for them. They could ride on the bus. They could do anything. They didn't really go through no struggles. So a lot of times, you know, they don't have reference points. The younger generation don't have no reference points. You know, and they're not the smartest group we've had. It's very uneducated. Don't do that well in school. Only half the third graders in Los Angeles read at the third grade level. So that's what you're dealing with. In Atlanta is basically the black San Francisco. Much respect to everybody in Atlanta. That's not everybody's fault, but last time I was down there, it was tripped out. I went to get some food and there was nobody straight think I was the only person that was straight. There was a whole lot of people, lots of people, but they was all LGBTQ, seemed like blacks too. I ain't never seen nothing like that before. I was tripped out. So I never really listened to Lil Yachty. It was too weird for me. So what do you expect from him? You know, it's just crazy. Like I don't know. It's just like a certain lack of respect. I mean, he apologized, but damage is already done. I think it's some things, you say is egregious. It's like horrible to even to say things like that. There's a whole lot of people don't like George Floyd, but don't have no problem with the officer that murdered him. It's crazy. I show you the type of world you in. They hate George Floyd, and they cool with but they ain't gonna say nothing about the police officer. It just shows you the level of evil that's out here. The people on the dark side. That's why they like to wear a person crucified on a cross on their neck because they're into the Satanism. Because I don't know how that's a good thing to wear nobody that's unalived on a cross. So it's a lot of darkness going on. You know, a lot of darkness. I might talk about that one day if I don't get in trouble. But it's like this dark energy has manipulated one race. You know, that's what it seems like. It seems like there's a lot of hate and jealousy in one particular race. A lot of hate, a lot of darkness. That's what it seems like. Almost like Lucifer's army. If you really look at it, because like who acts like that? It's not righteous at all. It's nothing. You just see people color their skin. You just hate them. That's not that's darkness to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you complain about earthquakes and floods and fires. What else you think's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get wiped out. But carry on. You're gonna get wiped out. Every time you look up, you're gonna be underwater, on fire, in an earthquake, in a tornado, in a hurricane, crying. How do you go from being so mean and evil to crying? uh But I don't know what the heck is wrong with Lil Yachty. I don't know what kind of rap that is. I really don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. But R.I.P. to George Floyd. That was the most horrible thing I've ever watched in my life. And that was the most horrible thing I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen. And if you're out there watching me and you want to say a bunch of negativity, understand that you're drawing darkness to your life. I hope you know that. Because I know a lot of people going to come over here when they see his name. A lot of people that have that evil in them, they're going to come. they're going to come to they're going to come to show their evilness, but they're not really showing it to us. They're showing it to the universe. You know what I'm saying? They're showing it to the universe. That dark evil side. I don't know what's wrong with them. Common sense will tell you what kind of energy you're pulling towards yourself. And that's why a lot of times when I see floods and stuff like that, I don't really get upset because I don't know who got flooded. The person that got flooded might hate me. You know, the person in the tornado, I mean, how did they feel about me? You know what I'm saying? When I see these natural disasters and stuff, I can't get no feelings because there's so many people that's so full of hate. I might end up feeling sorry for somebody that wish nothing but the worst for me and my people. I'm gonna keep it real. Because I know a lot of bigots and haters be in them storms, crying after all that hate that they push constantly. I already know. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Because that hate is transformed into how you treat nature, too. You don't respect nature, you don't respect nothing, just evil. But this fool, Lil Yachty, I don't know. I don't know why he would say that in a song. What the hell's wrong with him? He's ruined himself. He's finished. He's pretty much done. People will never forgive him for that. That's the end of, that's on his rap sheet. That's it. It's a permanent scar. It's a permanent scar. It's a rap. Everywhere he go, people will look at him. That's the dude was talking crazy about George Floyd. George Floyd is not alive, bro. He'll never be respected. He'll just be, you know what I'm saying? Any if any people from another race that hates George Floyd ain't gonna like Lil Yachty because he from the same race George Floyd from. How slow can you be? But I never liked him. I don't like weirdo rap. This is nothing I want my son emulating. You know? Yeah, he'd be remembered specifically for that for the rest of his life. The weirdo rap, you know. Yeah, go Google it. Don't nobody repeat what he said. Don't nobody repeat that over here. Go look it up, Skillmatic. But don't nobody type that over here. That's bad energy. You know, it's certain things people do. I won't even repeat it. It's so dark, right? I don't want it coming out my mouth. Yeah, but go look it up right quick. You could Google it and come back. But I'm not gonna. Don't nobody put it in the chat. We want want that dark energy over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, certain things I don't say out my mouth. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what made him think that was a cool rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Arizona everywhere. It's just hate. You know what I'm saying? When people don't like themselves, they'll hate the other people, basically. So it's like if I'm out here and a white man does something to me, I'm not gonna blame all white people and just say, "Oh, those are white people." But a lot of white people, that's how they are. They like to lump people together, and I don't know what's wrong with them. It seems like an inferiority complex to me. It have to be. There's no other reason for you to be that obsessed with disliking somebody. It's a little nutty. Especially when it's so cowardly, you know? Because I went to a mixed school and, a lot of them was like that, but it was too, once it was 60-40, you know, they ain't gonna say nothing. That's the internet is a blessing for a lot of cowards because they could type it. They're not gonna really walk up 2 on 2 and say nothing. I've never seen that before. I've never seen two races walk up on two blacks and say nothing. No, we really don't. We don't think about them at all. We just be living. They're not in our mind. We don't troll. Like I don't look for no conversations they have and go over there and troll. I don't look for that kind of stuff. I don't be on YouTube looking for what some whites is saying and go over there. Like if some guy is talking about that he don't like George Floyd, I don't go over there. I don't even know what it is. I don't even follow him really. Once you like into some personal type weirdo stuff, I would never see it. I would never click on it. For what? You know what I'm saying? I'm like this. You got to walk up with your problem. I don't do internet. Now you got a real problem. Be a man. Stop 3-on-1 and catching a truck driver out there by himself in Carolina and all that sissy stuff. But when you really get in a war, you get chased home every time. So you got chased out of Afghanistan, chased out of Vietnam. Like, where is all that stuff in this war? And you always keep running and keep losing all the wars. Where's the tough, you know? It's crazy. So that's why they make weapons and stuff. When you're scary, you got to bomb somebody from a distance. You can't fight head up. So you make weapons. That's crazy. But to see a young black man be so disrespectful to somebody from his own race like that, got unalive like that, to put that in a rap, you know, come on, man. Are you serious? You put that in a rap, you let that come out your mouth. That tells us everything about him. He has no social responsibility towards black people. That's why he's out here all that's why he's like this. He has no responsibility like that. That type of weirdo stuff is what created drill. But we'll get into that maybe in a whole nother conversation. Nobody want to really face the facts of the elevation of the music. And if you see a music you don't like, what was the music before then? Because that's what built it. And so that whole music genre have been just horrible for our children. The music coming out of there is demasculating our men. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some of the worst music ever came out of Atlanta. Who wants to say something listening to that? Seriously. How we gonna have babies and families and your son's listening to this guy? He got bangs. You know what I'm saying? You like a weirdo and you speaking on George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't even built like that. You ain't even no solid male. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy speaking on George Floyd is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the industry. That's what you call real rap. Is real music. That's really what's going on down there. That's how they really is down there. Big time. That's the whole climate. A lot of brothers down there, they in the closet. They just don't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? It's strange. Like that type of life and exploiting women go hand in hand because they don't like women. So of course you have them stripping and you would degrade them. Of course you'd put them in a degrading situation. I ain't gonna talk about this, but a lot of times, certain type of men they like to go places where women will arouse the men. I mean, no, I don't have dreams about them at all. I don't dream about my parents. No, I don't. I don't ever dream about my parents. They ain't never been in none of my dreams. But when they passed away, it wasn't all that dramatic to me, like it is for some people. Some people that's real dramatic. It wasn't really that dramatic for me. I'm kind of like a realist. So reality don't really bother me that much. I don't live in that wish wish you could have type world. So you would never see me like really tripping out if older people pass away. That's what older people do. I could see me kind of be distraught over a young person going way before their time, but an older person, I mean, I don't know. Some of that to me be, some of that to me be, I don't know. It's just be weird to me. I mean, how long you want your mother and father to be here? Like 200 years? I mean, what's the end date? You know? Well, you got to figure that out. But back to the subject. This is not going to be 100 posts about that, is it? And so I don't know why I don't know why a man would bring up something that, the whole situation with George Floyd. A lot of people don't understand is it was televised. People was able to watch it over and over. So it was like witnessing a lynching. It was something that people don't usually get to see or don't see stuff like that. So for all the people that play that down, they don't understand how horrible it was. And for a long time, the man kept his knee on his neck for a long time. It shows the evil. You have to think to yourself, how many people are like that? Because it's nothing but evil. You can say racism, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but it's Satanism. It's evil. You're dark. You're evil. If you'll take a person and put something around their neck and throw it over a tree and unalive them, no matter what you're trying to use for doing it, you're evil. You're just evil. You're dark. And no matter what reasons you're trying to make up reasons to do something that's unhumanly. And you try to make up reasons. So you'll use race for a reason to just be evil. You got to make up some reason to do. And that's why a lot of times when the racism don't happen, you do it to yourselves. You do it to your wives. You do it to your children. Because you don't have no excuse. There's nobody from a different race around. And you just surround yourselves, but you got to be evil. And you do the same thing. You look at these young black brothers running around shooting each other like that. Just straight evil. Evil. They don't use race, they use gang. They use a different gang. They use something. They got to make up some reason to exercise evil. They'll use race, they'll use a gang, they'll use some excuse to perpetrate evil. Even the wars they be having, it's just being an excuse to be evil, to unalive a bunch of people. And they send a lot of people that's not really supposed to do that in the military. They come back damaged forever. People come back from dumb wars. Them men come back, they be finished. When those men come back from wars, after seeing what they see, they never be the same. Because a lot of times it's two armies following evil leaders. And the men are just out there following the leader, the evil leaders. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you, April. And so under that type of circumstance that going on, I don't understand why Lil Yachty would even speak on that. I really don't. I don't get it. You get around certain people, they're gonna be checking them. Like if I get around them, I say, you bogus for that. All that apology, ain't nobody trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't really like them in the city, to be honest with you. I would tell them, I would go back and say, you're not really welcome in Chicago, just so you know. You're not really welcome here. That's how I would look at it. I don't know where you're gonna go, but you don't need to be here. You need to go get around your kind, somebody that's like you. You need to find other people like you to be around. Because that man had family and all of that. And we live in a city, we live in a country where they're going to let the murderer out. You can believe that. They're going to let him out any day. They're going to let that man out. Yeah, then he going to want sympathy. But my grandmother used to always say, God don't like ugly. He'll pay. It's a lot of people that get at him for that if they see him. And I don't think he understands the severity of that like that. That's why his music is trash. That's why he don't really got nothing to say. He's from that weirdo music era. You know? Like some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the era he from. You know what I mean? Like the weird, you know what I'm saying? Like they bought that into the game. So, I mean, what could you expect? You know what I'm saying? The energy was satanic anyway. No, it's not emo. They just try to name it emo. But a man with a dress on, we don't call it emo. We call it something else. You know what I'm saying? We don't call it. I don't even know what emo is, to be honest with you. I thought emo was some white stuff. I thought that was white people stuff. I thought emo was satanic. They just didn't want to say it was Satanist. That's what I thought emo was. I thought emo was satanic rap. where you try to make yourself look like a zombie or a corpse or a vampire. Then you try to give it a name so nobody know what it is and call it emo when it's really evil. You know what I'm saying? It's really evil. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to call it emo. You know what I'm saying? Like weirdo stuff. Make your children unalive themselves like suicide music, basically. If you know anything about the occult and you know anything about Satanism, you already know what this is. You already know this is depression, anxiety and depression. Okay? Self mutilation. Okay? Put 1,000 earrings in your lips. You know what I'm saying? See? I mean, they know what it is. Emo girl. But why she look like a devil? See what I'm saying? It's basically Satanism. Basically. It's basically a rebellion against life. You know what I'm saying? It's people that's got issues and they making music and they putting their issues in the music. You know what I'm saying? You see, the music is the expression of what the people go through. So if I'm outside, I'm a young GD or BD, they shot my brother, I shot them, and I go in the studio. Guess what I'm gonna rap about? Did everybody get mad? I'm rapping about that. But what you want me to rap about? And so now, if there's a lot of people doing that, and I make my raps, I'm gonna sell a lot of. I'm gonna do well. Now, people that don't understand that, they're gonna say the industry's pushing it. The industry not pushing nothing. If you're a gang member in Chicago and you make music, there's hundreds of thousands gang members in Chicago. If you're gay and you make music, there's millions of people that's gay. If you're a Satanist and you make music, there's millions of people that's Satanists. And you're gonna sell records. You understand? Period. Now a person ain't in that life. They just talking. So you see these brothers out here, they against drill. They just stupid. They just talking. They don't know what they talking about. They just stupid. And they talk. They don't even know what they talking about. If you out there and you don't understand drill and you think drill is by the system, come to Chicago. I'll take you somewhere. I'll take you a couple places. I bet you understand drill. When I take you, I could take you some spots that when you leave, I bet you understand. I bet you understand. You just ain't in them places. But I could take you places that when you leave, you'll get it. I'll take you and I'll say, what are they gonna rap about over here? What are they gonna rap about? What you want them? What? I'll take you to some areas. Ask you what you want them to rap about. What you want them to? What you want them to rap about? I'd be curious to hear what you say. That what they supposed to think of when they start writing. That's why conscious rap is no good because they ain't going through nothing. So that's why there's be a whole bunch of riggedy rockety riggedy boogity up in the socket. It don't be nothing because they're not really going through anything. So they don't have anything to put from pen to paper because they're not going through nothing. They just walk around playing with bangles and onks on, costumes. Imagine Dr. Umar rapping. That's conscious rap. Some frauds pretending they so black, ain't really going through nothing, ain't really involved in no real situations in the community, just walking around looking like Hebrews and Muslims and Rastas and conscious. Have no significance nowhere. Under Elijah Muhammad, the Nation of Islam has significance in the community. Under Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam ain't nobody. They ain't got no significance. Ain't nobody listening to them. They ain't nobody. They ain't nobody. Because there ain't no more boots on the ground. There ain't no more do nothing in the community like that. You know what I'm saying? Hebrew Israelites, ain't nobody. You be seeing all them brothers walking around. Them be weirdos that they get to join that stuff. Sit you down, brainwash you with the Bible, put you on a purple outfit, a purple hat, and had march. 1,000 of y'all march around. All religiously brainwashed. But as far as doing something beneficial for your people, all you do is make money for the leader of the Hebrew Israelite nation. He living real good. That's why his outfit better than yours. You just got on the basic purple outfit. He got on the exotic purple. Your big Hebrew dude, he living real large. He got mad money, nice house, pimping you in the name of Hebrew Israelitism. You know what I'm saying? So our children just left out here. We got so much molestation and stuff like that. It's going to come across in the music. You can kind of see people might have been through some things. You know, it's something wrong with them. You know, something happened to them. You understand? And so for this man to get out here, and like, I don't know, I don't know what George Floyd had to do with him writing a rap. I don't understand it. You're gonna make that type of comment like that for real, like you actually wrote that and you actually went back and said that, and then nothing in your natural mind, on your own, you didn't see that was dark and evil. That just show you what type of person this guy really is. He'll sell his mama for some money. He behind a lot of music. That's why he got so rich. But you see, he ain't got no moral compass. He don't pledge allegiance to his race or nothing. He the type of people be out there. Reparations for what? Why were you begging? He one of them type of people. Guaranteed. Probably so. Probably so. I don't pay him no attention. You know what I'm saying? When you a man and your name Lil I already know. Your name Little Wayne, your name Little Tunchi, your name Little something, and you're a grown man. That's all I need to know. Your name Little John, your name Little. Who want to be little something? So already I know something wrong with you. You a grown ass man talking about Little Yachty. And so now you got to try to look little your whole life. Because how you going to age? Yep, Little Bow Wow. And look at Bow Wow, he a weirdo. All of them, Ray J, all of them that wanted to be little, right? All of them that tried to act little all the time, even if they didn't have that name, look at them when they become adults. And be stuff wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's uneducated. We don't have the best educational systems in the black community. We don't control our educational system. So our people dumb. Uh, I think I'm probably like the last. Me and my sister, people born in the 58, 59, 60, 61, 62 was probably the last smart ones. Not just individually, but as far as the group. Because there's still smart children within the group, but the group is dumb, though. It's the dumbest people. 60. I'm 67, so I would say, okay, for sure, 60 and down, dumb as hell. Not as dumb, but they get dumber as you go down. They a little all right, 60 to 50. They ain't all there, but they all right. But then 50 to 40, then 40 to 30, then 30 to 20, 20 all the way down. Them the dumb, they all stupid. They dumb. Totally uneducated, didn't get a good education, can't read well, can't do math well, don't know how to process, think on their own, uh, can't spell. The phone spells for them, the computer spells for them. They don't know how to do nothing, really. The education system was been through like years ago. By the time I got into seventh grade, the educational system was over. Why you think my parents sent me to a Lutheran school and took me out of public school? All the good education was like before me. The kids that was older than me, they got a great education. Like when I was 5, the kids 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they got great education. And I was towards the end, and only a few behind me got really good education. Then the whole system collapsed. They started hiring dumb teachers. I just seen a video of some teacher at the school. She had a tight skirt and all that. A straight dumbass. I said, "This the teacher? She's stupid as hell." Everybody wanted to argue over whether she had the right to wear that stuff and the teacher. But the bottom line, she dumb. She's a stupid ass teacher, basically. An idiot. And people was arguing over it. I had people telling me it was all right and all that. All that made me think was you stupid too. That's all. I was like, oh, you dumb too. They're like, it's fine. I said, to a stupid generation, yeah. What I expect you to say, you dumb too. Everybody that support that is an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody support that is an idiot. All they doing is showing that society is collapsing, basically. How would you go up to teach like this at the school? Perching up your lips and all this. Got the tightest skirt on you could get on. And you go up there trying to teach the kids. Dumb as a rock. You know? Anybody with any sense know that the little boys ain't gonna learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you think if we talk about you and call you an idiot, you think you succeeded? That's what you're saying? You saying this was a win? Wow. There's people that keep repeating themselves too that ain't that damn smart either. You know what I'm saying, Brianna? Somebody that keep typing the same thing ain't the brightest bulb in the lamp. The people that saying that is idiots, G-Bro. What do you want me to say? I told you everybody dumber. I told you. What else they gonna say? She wore that because she's around a generation of idiots, basically. She's trying to get attention. She's wearing it for attention, but she there to teach. Period. Anybody say she's not trying to get attention is just as stupid. She wants attention, but she's supposed to make children pay attention to the class. She's not supposed to make people pay attention to her shape and her. She's a teacher. She's not going on a date. Nobody want to see the shape of her body. And she's a bad example for young ladies. Because if you go to corporate office like that, they are going to fire you. Now, how can she teach our children to work in corporate America. She cannot wear that anywhere downtown Chicago at no professional corporate office. She will be sent home and fired. So how could you teach my daughter how to get a job? You'll get my daughter fired. I'm in Chicago, one of the biggest business cities in the world. I pick up office women all the time. They wear office attire. That's what they wear. They wear office attire. They wear skirts too. They wear skirts. But they wear office attire. And they do not wear those shoes. They wear business shoes. Now, if you're too dumb to know that, if you're too unprofessional to do that, how you gonna teach my baby something to prepare my baby for the workforce? And so when you see all the people that support her, that's why she wore it, because they're a bunch of idiots. It ain't never just one idiot. You know what I'm saying? It's an idiot culture. So I'm not surprised people support it. So people would be like, Pharaoh, people support it. And then I'll talk about gangs. You'd be like, the gang's no good. I'd be like, people support it. People support gang banging. People support gang. There's people support gang banging. That make it right because there's a whole bunch of gang members that support it. I'm confused. This is not it. She don't know what she's doing. This is what she's supposed to wear if she gonna work down on the South Street. This is what I pick up when I was driving Uber. This is how I picked up ladies. This is what they had on. They got on skirts too, but it's a business skirt. This is not a business skirt. Okay? The NOI ain't show nobody nothing because nobody messed with them. So they showing some women, but they too weird, and it's not going out to the community. The community's not learning nothing from the NOI. Them seats almost be empty up there on Sunday. The only people listening to them is their own people. They're not reaching the community. They ain't teaching nobody nothing. The NOI is like a dinosaur. Nobody pays them any attention at all. Only their members, which is dwindling. And they're not teaching Black Americans nothing. Like, they're almost non-existent, to be honest with you. They're like non-existent. Like if you've been out here like that, like me, I'm born in the 50s, and you seen the NOI in the early days, like even when Farrakhan brought it back, you see how they was moving, and you see it now, you don't see it now. And they're nowhere. Y'all seen that last Savior's Day with the weird dude, Elijah's, what is that, Elijah's son? That's a horrible orator. The little guy with the light bulb head. Why is he talking? You know what I'm saying? The little guy with the light bulb head. Y'all seen the last Savior's Day? They couldn't even, they ain't have enough money to even get an auditorium. They had to have it over at the temple. They had to put tents in the temple. Yeah, Ishmael Muhammad, he need to sit down. Who gonna listen to dude? Who gonna listen to him? Was up there, didn't say nothing. Okay. Didn't say nothing. Just up there. He don't be talking about shit. I'm the only person to tell him, bro, you need to sit your goofy ass down. You ain't talking about shit, okay? You ain't qualified. I don't give a damn whose son you is, okay? No. Farrakhan ain't been talking about nothing in 20 years. Nothing. Minister Louis Farrakhan, that's my brother, and I love him. But I don't love him more than the people. And for the people, he ain't been talking about shit. Nothing. Just nonsense. Nothing of no substantial. Nothing. Just up there trying to be like some minister. He ain't really saying nothing related to nothing. Like you can't get nothing out of nothing he say. He ain't been on shit since the Million Man March, to be honest with you. To me. We ain't getting no benefit from Farrakhan. What? How we benefit from him? I'm disappointed in him myself. But that's what he get for disrespecting Khalid. Khalid was the backbone. It ain't no number one without a number two. You got to have your number two. He got rid of his number two. Who replaced Khalid? Nobody. And from the time he got rid of Khalid, boom. That was the backbone. You know what I'm saying? That's your number two. That's in gangster stuff, whatever. You step on the number two, it's over. You publicly step on your number two in front of everybody like that? What happened to Elijah when he did it with Malcolm? Boom. We seen this movie already. He should have never did Malcolm like that. That was his downfall. You know what I'm saying? Then history repeats itself. You turn around and did the same thing again? What are you, crazy? I was thinking, Farrakhan, what are you, crazy? We seen this movie already. He would have did the same thing Elijah did. I'm like, oh, God. Once Elijah got rid of Malcolm, it was over with. Anytime you fear you're number two, you ain't worthy to be number one. How you number one if you're afraid of number two? Whatever. You feel bad for him? I don't feel bad for him. When you go up there and collect all that money at the Million Man March and the black community don't see none of it, I don't feel sorry for you at all. You just like the white man. You went and collected all that money, and the city of Chicago or no other city didn't see a goddamn dime. And black people travel on buses and everywhere to go up there and support that. That wasn't the Nation of Islam there. That was the black community there. That wasn't the Nation of Islam went to Washington. That was regular black people. My friends and all of them, they chartered buses and everything. Them people collected millions and millions of dollars up there and didn't do nothing for the people, community that supported it. Took all the money for themselves. Went and Farrakhan got a big old houses every goddamn where. Got houses, big old mansion in Chicago, big old mansion in Arizona, big old, you know what I'm saying? That's what we paid for. We didn't know we was paying for no king. We thought we was helping the black community. Them brothers stood out there and sold all them papers for you to have a big mansion and them secondhand suits y'all gave them to go out there and hustle them. Come on, man. But that's another story for another day. We talking about Lil Yachty. Don't get me started. That's how I be getting off. Don't get me started on that. I ain't got no respect for it. I only respect what I get into something for. And once what I get into something lets me down, I'm through with it. I don't keep holding it. You understand? It's the same way with the rosters. Same shit. Fell all the way off. I don't have no problem saying they ain't on nothing. The black man, he can't keep nothing going. You know what I'm saying? That's why the music industry is like that. It ain't because of the rappers. It's because of the black man. The black man can't get together and do nothing. So he can't control the rap industry because he's got no sense of unity or no sense of anything. That's why that man got up there and said that stuff about George Floyd. He got no sense of respect for his race and his people like that. He on some solo weirdo stuff. Everybody out for how much money they can make. And now that thousands of black women that lost their job, now what? Well, y'all wasn't organized. So yeah, you lost your job. Your attitude was, I'm gonna get the guy to get mine, you gotta get yours. So all these black women, they was just doing for self. They was only thinking about themselves. Anytime you just think about yourselves and another people unite as a race, you're gonna lose. So when Trump got in there, whites are united as a race, and blacks you wasn't. And now you're gonna take a L because you wasn't standing on nothing. You was on a bunch of individual weirdo stuff. You didn't even understand that everybody voting for the same person is not about that person. It's about us unifying and using that person to unify. And then once that person get in office, you're supposed to stay unified. You can't even do that. You want to argue over who to vote for. I don't give a damn who it is. We all vote for one person. Period. And then when we all vote for one person, then we all stick together to make that person do what we voted for. No. The black man ain't got no leadership. He's a loser. He'll come and he's divisive. He got no sense of organization, no sense of unity, none of that. He got no political knowledge. He's got no economical knowledge, none of that. You don't just only vote one way, but you keep that block together. The block is bigger than the person you voted for. Duh. You all vote for one person. And then when everybody vote for one person, the block is stronger than the person. The person got to bow down to the block. That's just how it works. But when you, no, I'm gonna vote over here, I'm gonna vote over there, I'm gonna vote over here, I'm gonna vote over there. Boom, the person get in there, he get a white block. Your black ass ain't shit. None of you black Trump supporters, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't gonna get nothing. Nothing. You're gonna lose, really. You're not getting no respect because you was black and you voted for him. You're gonna get disrespect. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna lose everything you got. Now you're all quiet. I just been nice. I ain't been stepping on your neck now that your support for Trump failed tremendously. And now you're separated too. Y'all ain't noticed the black community separated over the election. Killed reparations, killed everything. I mean, I'm the only one real to see this, that they were separated. I'm the only one to see black men let black women down and went for the white dude instead of riding with their sisters just for the hell of it, bitched up. And destroyed the unity in the community. I'm the only one to see that. Bitched up for the white boy. It was tripped out. I said, look at this shit. You find something wrong with everybody so master can stay clean. You know, but nothing wrong with master. You know what I'm saying? I seen that shit. I took notes of everybody who was capping for master. I ain't throw it back in your face yet until it get disastrous. You already know I'm gonna throw it back up there. But I'm gonna wait until when I throw it back up there, you already crying. Cause you're gonna cry. Cause that was the worst choice you could ever made in your life. You fucked up. They messed up. They quiet now. How many black men truck drivers is being underlive in Carolina with a rope? How many black women is missing? How many black children is missing since y'all vote? Oh, nobody know, huh? I seen it. People was talking crazy to me because I was supporting Harris. None of them ain't saying nothing no more. They all shut up. A lot of them went away for a while. Wanted to know if I was mad. I wasn't mad. They all buried their head in the sand. You don't see them no more. You had the Vicky dealers and stuff just going against the sister. Say nothing about the white dude. It was tripped out. Someone talk black to me. Look at this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being nice. One thing about me is, you know what I'm saying? I'll say my shit in the internet and in person. That's different. That's different with me. The difference with me and them, they on the internet. But I'll get at your glamour in person. You feel me? I'll apply pressure. Cause I got people gonna ride. They don't give a damn. They ain't into nothing, but they gonna ride. I could apply pressure, like real pressure, person face to face. I don't gotta do the internet. I got people out there talking. I just hope it's a camera there. Well, not really, because these people is cooning and samboing and ain't got no rank and file. They ain't got no rank and file. Don't want to listen. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to listen to their elders. They don't want to ask me what's wrong with the shorties. I just be looking at you crazy. You don't want to listen to me. Then you want to ask me why the shorties don't want to listen to me. And you don't want to listen to me. And so you want to know why the shorties wow. I be looking at this stuff just shaking my head. You be on both sides of the fence. You don't want to listen. Then you turn around and ask me why the gang members don't want to listen. Because they dumb just like you. Duh. You just like the gang members. Hard headed. But a hard head leads to a soft behind. It's crazy. And now this little boy saying some crazy stuff. The Republicans use man in the car versus LGBTQ Democrats. If that's what you say, if that's what you got out of it, Deacon, if that's what you got out of it, if they LGBTQ Democrats and the Republicans ain't gay, huh? Republicans ain't gay, Deacon. You don't believe Republicans is gay? You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff. If you a party and you give gay people rights to be free, they say you gay. Now the same party that don't want gay people to go in stores and stuff don't want your black ass either. They not just anti-gay, they anti-black too. But they gay, but they publicly anti-gay. They anti-black, but behind closed doors they'll sleep with a black woman. And so then they say that this group is gay just because they pass rights for everybody, which I support. There's no way two gay men should go in a restaurant and be denied service because anti homosexuality is religious, it's not secular. And so when people start trying to mix religion with politics, they don't know what they're talking about. Your feelings about homosexuality is a religious feeling that cannot be accepted secularly in the government. Period. Point blank, period. Your religious beliefs about homosexuality cannot be a part of the government. The government is not religious. So you can only dislike gay people religiously. That's it. So for you to mix that with politics, you got to step your game up, Deacon. You got to step your game up because that don't go with politics. So then, when you want to say the Democrats is LGBTQ, you playing a religious game, stacking them with them religiously and using it for politics. Basically, because there's no way politically you could be against people that's gay. Not politically. You can't politically say they don't deserve jobs. They don't deserve to go to school. None of that. You can't say that. People say, well, Pharaoh, why they pushing in school? My answer would be, why they be getting bullied? If y'all didn't bully them, they wouldn't have to have it in school and teach to respect them in school. Because you be bullying them, but you don't think you know who you're talking to. You know who you're talking to. This big Pharaoh. Y'all be mistreating people. If them people didn't have special protection, they would be getting beat up at school and bullied at school, just like a black kid at a all white school. Black kids that go to white schools. Look at the black dude that end up shanking the other white dude because they was bullying them. You know what I'm saying? They was bullying them. So you can't, like me, if I run a country, I wouldn't give a damn if you gay or not. As long as you don't break the laws of the country, you could be gay all you want. That's not my job as a pharaoh to tell you what to do. I don't run a religion. I run a country. I'm responsible for food, clothing, shelter, water, military. I got bigger things. I'm not worried about nobody's sexual preference. That's not rulers. I would not ban no damn gay people. Ain't none of my business you gay. I don't care. I don't care nothing about you being gay. Ain't none of my business. I'm not anti-gay. The hell I'm anti-gay for? I'm heterosexual. I'm getting pussy out here. What the hell I care about? You know what I'm saying? If you're a male and you anti-gay, you gay. You gay. You ain't getting no pussy. Because if you getting some pussy, you don't give a fuck about what nobody else doing. All you care about is what you and your wife doing. What the hell you care about what two men doing when you got a wife? Make it make some sense. So now you all that the Democrats, the LGBTQ, see, you working for Satan. You applying something to a political party to make them look some way religiously unfit that has nothing to do with government and politics. You ain't talking politics. So you working for the same white Republicans that's gonna fire your black ass and gonna take everything you got and gonna put all your shit out to museums and gonna reverse black history. And them motherfuckers doing that and ain't doing nothing to gay people. Trump is doing everything against black people. He ain't doing nothing against gay people. Tell me I'm fucking lying. They use gay people to get in there, but they only going against black people and Hispanic people. They is not doing nothing to LGBTQ people. Nothing. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. They ain't doing nothing to gay people. Y'all suckers. Y'all suckers. Because they gay and their relatives is gay. You think they're going to do something to their gay son or their gay daughters? Do you think Republicans going to do something to their gay relatives? Okay. Sucker shit. You didn't want the gays to get in there, so you put the Nazis in here. you didn't want the gay Democrats there, so you put the Nazi Germans in there. Dumb as hell. And the crazy thing about it is, some of y'all is gay, talking anti-gay. I don't really know if you're a heterosexual. See what I'm saying? See, let me tell you something. I don't know your real sexual presence. You might be in the closet yourself. I know a lot of brolic gangsters out the penitentiary that had them boy toys up in there. So all that talking anti-gay stuff, a lot of gay men will do that to hide they gay. That's a fact. A lot of these people that's going publicly, they soul against gay is gay. You know what I'm saying? It's gay. It's like, what the hell is you gay? What that got to do with it? You know what I'm saying? So now you put somebody in there that it took over they took over the whole justice system. They done took over the Supreme Court. They done took over the House of Representatives. They took over the Congress. They run the whole country. Now you live under total dictatorship of white supremacy. And lying, mainly because you was misogynist and you didn't want to vote for no woman. And they all motherfuckers lying. All y'all people that voted against Harris, all you men, it had nothing to do with nothing other than you misogynists. You just like your white slave master. You don't like women and you don't respect women. And your culture don't respect women and your sons don't respect women. You don't. The black man do not respect women like our grandfathers did. This black man out here is a whole bitch. He don't respect women. He'll let anybody get in there before he let a woman get in there. They try to pretend, oh, it's because of this. It was simple. It was because it was a woman. All that bullshit, tell that shit to somebody else. You was raised in slavery. You was programmed by slavery. You got the same mindset as your white slave masters. He programmed you. And he programmed you to not like women. Because he keep women down. But they white women. And so even though he keep women down, he keep white people up. So the bitch still higher than you. It's the white man, the white woman, and then your black ass. His woman is higher than you. And his gay children is higher than black people. Gay white people is higher right now in America than straight black people. Facts. To all you weirdo Democrats that's talking that gay shit, white gays got more respect than you, than your black ass. On my soul. They ran the game on your dumb asses. And now troops might be on your block. And they kick your door and snatch you at your house. Remember, you was against Harris. Just stand on it and go on to them concentration camps. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Stand on your shit. Stand on your mistake. Stand on your mistake. That's all. I just didn't say, I ain't saying nothing about this. I just said now because somebody brought up all that, trying to call the Democrats LGBTQ. Let's be bogus for that. You bogus because a lot of us as Democrats, we ain't no fucking LGBTQ. So for you to lump Democrats like that, you bogus, you foul. You work for white supremacy. For you to even let that, to even type that, you should be ashamed of your goddamn self. Because when you start talking about Democrats and shit, you got the federal Democrats and then you got local Democrats. The Chicago Democrat, Chicago ain't pro-gay. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You see what I'm saying? How they run the game, they mix Democrats federally, then you start disrespecting Democrats, but you got Democrats locally. And local Democrats ain't got nothing to do with the federal election. So now you start disrespecting all your mayors, all these black people you done put in office. You done got your ass over here and said they all gay because they Democrats. See what I'm saying? They ain't blaming stunt on Chicago. Chicago, listen, Chicago gonna be the last place. You niggas all gonna get rounded up for us. Get the fuck out of here. We bust them things. Ain't no motherfucker coming here doing a goddamn thing. So you can hate on Chicago till you turn blue in the face. We standing on business. Worry about your little punk ass city. ICE gonna come punk you. ICE ain't finna come here and punk a goddamn thing. Period. Don't worry about Chicago. Worry about where the fuck you live at. We this the rack. Ain't no motherfucker coming in here playing none. I don't give a fuck who it is. Yeah, I've been talking about that because it's the movie. And y'all see LA and y'all see it and y'all always talking about Chicago. We gonna see Chicago. All you bitch niggas gonna see too. You bitch niggas gonna see. All you niggas always talking about Chicago. You gonna see the difference between the rack and where the fuck you live at. You gonna see. I've been thinking about it. I just ain't saying shit. You gonna see. Look at me. I look like motherfucking Ice and them gonna come here and fucking play with me? Seriously. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't never gonna hire no bunch of Bama white boys and make them look like military, think they gonna scare somebody. Them niggas ain't no real military. That's anybody they can hire. They bleed just like anybody else. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Okay? Keep Chicago out your name unless you're going to come to the city and say that shit to niggas in Chicago. If you ain't going to come to the city and say that shit, keep that shit out your pump. Come to the rack and talk that anti-Chicago shit so we can beat your ass. I'm just saying. Come to the city and huff and puff. Get the fuck off the internet. Come to the town. Come on, come. Come to the Windy City and talk that shit. You'll leave here butt ass naked and bleeding. On myself. Come to the town playing. Boy, you know what I'm saying? I made and already said we ain't listening to shit. The Chicago police ain't finna follow Trump. None. Chicago police is the Chicago police. Washington, D.C. ain't no state. So they ain't got no fucking rights. When you go to jail in Washington, D.C., when you go to county jail, you get out, you can't go to state. You don't go to state. They go to federal prison. Washington, D.C. is federal. Watch for the young people watching me. When they had the Civil War, the North against the South, they made Washington, D.C. neutral territory. So it's not a state. That way it could rightfully represent the North and the South. So if you go to jail in Washington, D.C., and you found guilty, you don't go to state prison. You go to federal prison. That's why the D.C. car is the biggest in federal prison, because everybody in D.C. is in the Fed joint. So stunt Trump and doing some shit in a federal city that he cannot do in the fucking state of Illinois or no other fucking state. Now, ICE could come through, but he can't bring no U.S. military into Chicago. That's a fact. He cannot bring U.S. military soldiers into Chicago. And U.S. military soldiers is just some kids that joined the military. So there ain't no difference than kids on the street. It ain't like they Superman, X-Men and shit. They some regular motherfuckers that got in the military. So what, we supposed to be scared of them? Some motherfuckers that left Chicago and got in the military and left these cities? I'm supposed to be scared of some motherfucker, regular person that joined the military. He regular just like me. So he put that uniform on. So what is he, fucking Captain America or some shit? He just another motherfucker like anybody else. So I give a fuck about the costume and shit you got on. Who give a fuck about that? Ooh, what the fuck? What, we supposed to be scared of some motherfucker got a costume on? Playing Army Man? Man, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. The Illinois National Guard is not supposed to follow that motherfucker. So I don't know. One thing about gangbanging, it's funny when you run up on somebody else's neighborhood, but what about when they run up in yours? Niggas ain't got to just stay in one spot. They can run up in your shit. Shit, nigga. He talking about sending people to see us. We come see you, too. I'm just saying. We could come to your city, too. Duh. Fuck out of here. The whole country would be through, broke, in a damn civil war, fucking with that idiot. The whole country be in a civil war. Everybody be losing money, fucking with stupid ass Trump. Man, we got children and shit out here. We ain't letting no motherfucker come and touch our wives, our children, or none of that shit. Fuck what Trump talking about. But we ain't letting nobody come and fuck with our relatives and fuck with us and our elderly and shit like that. You fucking crazy. Any man that lets somebody do that is a bitch anyway. You black men out there, you gonna just ride with that bullshit? Fucking cowards. When a black man come and say, they gonna come to Chicago, that's because he a bitch. He said, I'm scared of Master. Master gonna come get y'all. Master great. Master great. He gonna come get y'all, Pharaoh. He gonna come get y'all like he could get us. He could get me, Pharaoh. I know he could get me. So I know he could get y'all because I'm a pussy. So I know for sure he could get y'all. That Master. And y'all gonna do what Master say, just like I do what Master say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you's a bitch. Okay? You gonna go put him in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll put Master in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? We'll slap Master motherfucking ass. Fuck is you talking about? Don't give a fuck about that dude. Like that, just a white boy here that got a job. Oh, what the fuck? Nobody give a fuck about him. Get the fuck out of here. Whatever. DC ain't did nothing wrong because DC ain't no state. He just running the game. Trump's running the game. You could bring federal troops in DC. DC is federal. So they making you think he could bring federal troops everywhere. He cannot bring federal troops to no other city but DC. There's no state. What's the state? What state is DC in? All right then. DC is not in a state. DC is not in a state, y'all. I'm teaching y'all politics. DC is not in a state. DC is federal. The state is not federal. The state is the state. He cannot override the governor of the state of Illinois. He cannot. He cannot override the state of Texas, California. He cannot override the state. If he try to override the state, he will be arrested and jailed for treason. He will be arrested and he will be jailed for treason. No, they can't do that. He run the game, Lenny. He ran the game. Trying to make you think he could do that everywhere. He cannot. He could do that in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is federal. It's not a state. He's not in nobody's state. He cannot go in nobody's state with no U.S. military. That would be treason. That would be him. That would be him declaring war on the United States. They will lock him the fuck up. He's already a felon. They'll be like, okay, this bitch is a criminal. Go get him the fuck out of here. Enough of you. That's all gonna happen. He's the big bad man. But when Putin came, he was a bitch. Y'all didn't see him bitch up to Putin? Y'all didn't see him bitch up to Putin. Y'all didn't see Putin strong on him. You didn't see Putin came here and told him we ain't doing shit. We ain't fucking with you. You ain't see him clapping for Putin, and you didn't see Putin had the strong posture and Trump had the posture of a little bitch. Y'all ain't see that? Putin just punked his ass. Your great, strong president, Putin came over here and punked him. Told him next time we're going to meet in Moscow, punk. Y'all ain't see that shit? Dude ain't shit. Dude is an actor, man. When all of them ICE and all of these militaries find out he an actor and he's sending them off, and when the bill come in for how much he got to pay ICE and pay all these people, and that he done got all these people and paid them money, and when the bill come in, everybody gonna say this motherfucker spending all the money on dumb shit. He throwing money away. Somebody got to pay for all this shit he doing. At the same time, the tariffs is coming. It ain't gonna be no food nowhere. This guy is gonna be like a failed Caesar. You better go get some rice and beans, because there ain't finna be no food on the shelves. China and them went and started doing business with somebody else. America's a falling country. America's no longer number one. America's finished. He put the knife in the back of the United States. That's what he did. America's not respected nowhere. He tried to bully them people, and them people said, fuck you. They went and started getting beef from Australia. China started trading with everybody else, said, fuck you. By the time Christmas comes, the shelves going to be empty. I went in Whole Foods the other day, and I'm looking for the plant-based meats, and they was on the other side, and all the freezers on this side was empty. I'm like, I ain't never seen this shit empty before. I called a friend and said, you better go to the store. They was like, everything is looking weird. They running out of products in the store, I'm telling you. Go look. Go look. We getting to the end of our last shipments. I'm trying to tell them, April, go look in the stores. Open your eyes and go look. This man that came in making enemies with everybody, he always seen now wandering around on the roof of the White House. White people put him in there because they want to push white supremacy, even if it kills them. And white supremacy is going to be the death of America. Because white people can't run this goddamn country. Never ran the country, never picked the cotton, and they responsible for the success of this country. At all. They played a part just like everybody else, I ain't gonna lie. But they wouldn't be shit without that free labor from slavery. They wouldn't be shit without other people going to fight with them in war. They wouldn't be shit with other people's inventions they stole and all that. They wouldn't be shit without other people's art and music and all that. They wouldn't be nothing. America would be boring as hell without black people. Seriously. Who they gonna copy if we not here? Because everything we do, white people copy it. How you hate me but constantly doing everything I do? You rapping, you do anything we do. You doing the bus stop, you doing our dances, you trying to talk like us, dress like us, everything, every goddamn thing. How you hate somebody, but you constantly trying to be like them? You constantly laying in the sun, trying to get a tan, spraying brown shit. If Trump don't like black people, why he keep spraying tan and shit on his face? Why don't he just be a pale white man? Like he really is. Why don't he take all that fucking makeup off and just be the pale white if white is so great? Why he spray painting this motherfucker up? The fuck out of here. They just won't live together as Americans and build a country up. They got so much goddamn hate because they jealous. That's the only reason whites be hating on America, because they jealous that they who they is. They say they the dominant in the society. How the dominant motherfucker jealous? You got the most people in the country white. What you jealous of? What is wrong with you? The reason you just ain't satisfied, that you hate other people. Ask yourself that. Why so many white men hate black people? And you the one, based on what? Why can't you just go live your life? You know what I'm saying? You want to have an all white world, but can't do it. You got to have robots and shit to destroy your whole economy. They're going to destroy their whole economy. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let me get out of here. I'm going to have to chop the back of this off because it's off subject. But it needed to be said. With all that going on, we got coons that ain't standing on nothing, disrespecting their own people and getting away with it. On top of all of that, you ain't got nothing better to say but disrespect this brother that lost his life like that in a country where they hate George Floyd. They hate the person that got murdered. A lot of white Americans. A lot of white American men hate the victim and claim they believe in God. What kind of fucking God you got? You gotta ask yourself, what kind of God you got? You must got a white God. You know? Your God a Ku Klux Klan or something. And God is an Aryan or something. Your God got to be the devil. You know what I'm saying? You got to be worshiping the devil. Cause I can't see I can't see no hateful God like that. You got to be Satanist to the bone. Seriously. If you got that much race hate, you got to be a Satanist. Black folks, a lot of black folks don't like whites because what you did to them, but white folks don't like us for no reason. We ain't did nothing to them. We was the slaves. We was the victims of their brutality. And imagine they hate the motherfuckers they brutalized. You know something wrong with them. Not all of them. Some of them trying to evolve. But definitely something wrong with them. And that disrespect they got from people is the same disrespect they got from nature. And that's why Mother Nature going to destroy them. They cities, they towns, all going to get destroyed. Because they ain't got no respect for nothing. They think everything revolves around their white asses. Even nature. They think they own nature too. They think they own the trees, the ocean, the animals. They think they could take a whale and put them in a fucking bathtub. There's something wrong with that race of people. Nobody never had zoos and cut down all the trees. Only white people. White people the only one do any of this shit we see today. Ain't no motherfuckers never put no gorillas and shit in no goddamn zoos all over the country. Ain't nobody never went and put no animals in no damn bathtub so their kids could look at them. Only white people would do that shit. Nobody had prisons all over the world like that, locking people up like that. Make sure only one race make all the money. If the devil was a race, he'd be white. You got to realize when Elijah Muhammad said the white man is a devil, that's some interesting shit. That's why he the greatest, because he said that. That's why he the greatest, because he said the white man is the devil.